WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, X, and our website, www.wvtcdetroit.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit and the Community Bell Show with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner, Edna Bell. Stay tuned for insightful information Detroiters will find valuable. Text a friend and tell them to watch with you for news you can use. And now, your host, Edna Bell.
Hello. It is Monday at 4 o'clock, so it must be the Community Bell Show. Welcome. We're always glad to have you with us. It's a great Monday in Detroit. Today is a better day weather-wise than yesterday. Yesterday was kind of ugly. It was raining and it was just not a good weather-wise day, but it was Sunday, so Sundays are always good days. And I got to tell you, Sunday at New Prospect, or Sunday, New Prospect got it going on, folks. We got folks joining every Sunday. We get 3 or 4, 5 people joining, and we've got young men joining church. That is the blessing. We had another young man join church yesterday, and one of the ones that joined 2 Sundays ago was baptized yesterday. And we just having a good old time in the Lord at New Prospect Missionary Baptist Church. So thank you, Jesus, for that. Thank you for our new pastor. Our Reverend Davis, he is just doing wonderful things. Revival's coming. Revival's coming. May, I think it's 16th and 17th. Come to New Prospect. We've got two dynamic young men who are going to be leading revival on those 2 days. So come and join us over at New Prospect Missionary Baptist Church, the corner of Livernois and Pembroke. You'll be pleased. You'll be blessed as we have been. Well, it's May, and oh my goodness, graduations are beginning to happen. We've got all sorts of events going on for young people who are graduating, and we just want to salute those young people who are making their graduation a special, special time. And congratulations to those parents and grandparents and would-be parents and godmothers and godfathers and all those folks who have helped these young people get to where they are. So we're going to be celebrating young people in May and early June as they graduate. We've got graduations in our family. We've got at least 1, 2, 3. My grandson, second grandson, Cranston, is graduating. My niece's son is graduating. My other niece's daughter is graduating. So, I'm going to be all over the place at graduations and open houses and all those kinds of things. But it's just a blessing to be able to watch these young people as they continue their life and continue what the path that hopefully God has set them on. They're beginning to do well, and we appreciate that, and we thank all family members who have helped them get to this point. And they're going to continue to do well. Last Sunday, my grandson had the graduation ceremony from the Jack and Jill organization. They were a member of Jack and Jill, and they had a very, very nice celebration for those young people. There were 4 girls and 2 young men who they celebrated, and they have a nice celebration they planned for those young people. And salutes to Jack and Jill for being able to provide that for these young people as they send them off to begin a new life as college students. This coming Friday, and this is going to be interesting, everybody. My grandson is a part of the Cranbrook family. He started at Cranbrook 3 years ago, and they stay over 3 weeks during the summer. And they just teach them life skills and all sorts of classes and so on. So that Cranbrook celebration is this coming Friday evening. They have a dinner and so on and celebration for them. But they only get 1 ticket. So since his mother and father couldn't decide which one of them were going, his Nana's going. So I'm going. So you guys, he can't take Mama. And then Daddy will feel bad, can't take Daddy, and then Mama will feel bad. So I don't want either one of you to feel bad. You guys, I'll go. I'll take your spot. So I'm going to the celebration. It's going to be held at the Pistons practice facility, that new facility on 2nd, just not far from Henry Ford Hospital. So it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful evening. Then coming up will be the midnight golf graduation ceremony. That's in May also. So he's just got all sorts of things coming. And of course, prom is coming. So now, it isn't as big a deal for boys as it is for girls. And so he hasn't even decided, first of all, if he's going. Secondly, who he's going to take. So I can't imagine any young lady not knowing at this point in May whether she's going to the prom, which is on May 17th. Now, so I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if him and his guys are all going to go, or if, I don't know how this is going to work out. But prom is May 17th, so we're planning the prom send off. And isn't it interesting? We talk about prom send offs. When we went to the prom, your date came to the house and got you, and you went to the prom. That was it. There was no big ceremony. I mean, there was no family, everybody coming to the house to see you get sent off, and all this food you prepare for all these people. And you just and I've got to tell this story. My prom, I'm one of those January graduates. In those days, we graduated in January and June. Well, I graduated in January of 1961 from Northern High School. I know that sounds like a century for some folks. So January 1961. And the young man who was taking me to the prom, oh, he was one of the coolest guys in school. I mean, he was always sharp, coolest guy in school. Well, lo and behold, the young man comes up with his parents driving the car to pick me up. So they come in, the parents meet each other. I get in the car. We drive back to his house. They lived in one of those big houses over there on Atkinson Street off Woodford. Brand new Cadillac. We drop his parents off at the house. We go to the prom. He drives 35 miles an hour over down Woodward to the Veterans Memorial Building where the prom was. And oh my goodness, great prom week. It's winter, so it's snowy and cold and icy. Come outside. Now, he's obviously a new driver. I had been driving a while, but he's a new driver. Come outside. He's driving this brand new Cadillac. Has an accident. The car hits the railing. I'm thinking, oh, Lord, I'm going down prom night. Fortunately, it didn't go, the overpass right as you come up off of Jefferson, of the lodge onto Jefferson, right there in front of the Veterans Memorial Building. Car gets stuck under the railing there. And some of his buddies are out there trying to get the car unstuck and trying to get it. So they get it unstuck. And then his father has to come, of course. And I said, okay, I don't know. I'm not going to eat any place. I'm not going to any party. Take me home. I'm going home. I have had it for I was so outdone. Scared me to death. So I said, I'm going home. And of course, I was speaking at the graduation the next day. I could hardly remember my speech. I said, oh my goodness, what am I? Never told my parents. Thank God they died not knowing that the child almost had an accident on prom night. But stuff happens. I survived, but I was thinking about that. I said, wow, but we just, went to the prom and I went home. They went on, I guess, someplace, but I didn't. So more stories to come later in the month. We'll see you in a moment. We'll be back after this wonderful little song. And then we're going to have a special guest coming.
How many survivors I got out there? Where you looking at, one? Hey! No. Listen, I've been through many tests and trials, and I felt like giving up. Satan tried to kill me, but Jesus said that's enough. I survived it. Oh, yes, I did. I got something to tell you, y'all. I got a testimony. I got a story to tell. God, hear my voice.
All right. Well, good afternoon. We're back after that great song. And I told you we had a special guest. Our guest is here. Our guest is Mr. Kwame Kilpatrick. Welcome.
Well, it's so good to be here. You are the only person that could get me off an 11-hour flight
Oh,
and
my
to come to
goodness.
the TV show.
Isn't that wonderful? Thank you so much. I appreciate
Yeah.
you so much. This has been, I was just thinking about you were in Africa. Where in Africa were you?
I was in Accra, Ghana,
Accra,
and then
Ghana?
we were really like 3 hours outside of Accra,
Okay.
in a town called Asebu.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, and this we were doing some ministering there
Mhm.
and some ministry work, and then we got a chance to see the rest of the country. You go to Accra all the time.
Yes. But you don't
but I was
really
in,
see the rest of the.
I call it, I was in the real
The
Africa
real.
this
well,
time.
Interestingly enough, the last time I was there, I was with your mother.
Really?
We went to Nigeria.
Wow.
And I said, wow, I was with her. We had a great visit in Nigeria. Now, of course, when we got there, I'm going to make you jealous now. So we didn't get there till it was probably midnight, very late. We had escorts meeting us at the airport.
Yeah. That's
had-
old school.
We had limousines waiting for us.
Oh yeah.
Guarded limousines waiting for us.
Yeah.
Whisked
Yeah.
us off to the hotel. They took care. Don't worry about the luggage. It's okay. We got that.
Yeah.
I love this.
I went
I
like
love
that
this.
before
Mhm.
to Nigeria and to South Africa.
Mhm.
But this time on this side of life,
Different.
I was looking for a guy named Chester. Like everybody seen
Are you
Chester.
Chester?
You Chester, yeah, hey man, we gonna be with you,
It's a different world.
It's a
Yeah,
different world, but
I-
it was awesome though. This was a different kind of trip for me. Because I really got to connect with the people and the
Mhm.
people that are doing ministry and
Mhm.
outreach and going into some of the shanty villages and
Mhm.
different places, and it was good. I just love that place.
Oh, it's
That's
absolutely,
home.
it's
That's home.
absolutely, and I'm glad you said that because when you get there, and I'd never been there. As soon as you get there,
Yes,
you feel it.
absolutely.
And I didn't know what people were talking about. They told me that.
Yes,
But when you get there, you feel like, oh,
there's some connection to it.
I'm comfortable here.
Yeah,
I am home.
yes.
It was really an incredible trip.
It was.
Absolutely. And I said, this is really, really, it was really home.
Yes.
And you feel comfortable. You see the people, and they're the regular people. I mean, they do such wonderful things. I remember Alicia was getting married. Was Alicia? Yeah, Alicia was getting married.
You got to put
And which one was it?
it?
And I was getting something made for her wedding.
Mhm.
The woman, I picked the material out. The woman came to the hotel that morning. That evening, she brought it back to me ready.
Wow.
I was and charged me $35.
See, that's the
I
thing.
felt so bad.
Man, you feel bad. I got to give her a little more. I just got to do a
I
little
gotta give her
more.
more than $35.
Yeah, I got to do a little
I
more.
just can't.
Yeah.
And it was
yeah.
a beautiful
Beautiful,
outfit. But yeah,
beautiful.
it's
I brought my wife back a nice two-piece
oh
outfit
good.
that
yes.
I did good.
Well, you
I
did
put it on
good.
the bed last night. I
You
did
did,
good.
you
Usually
did.
I don't do good.
But you did
Yeah,
good.
I did good this time. Because I told her, I said, I got you something. She was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
She just knew I was going to bring her back something from the 1970s, you know.
You bought her something real bad.
I brought her something real back. Nice
Oh, I
little
love it.
two-piece outfit. She was
Oh,
straight now.
All right. See,
I
good.
took care of
That-
King, Kinsley,
everybody.
and Lathan, and my wife. That's how they all got something. Nobody else get nothing.
Well, that's okay. That is okay.
Right,
That
right.
is okay. I'm
Mhm.
telling you. But that was and your uncle was on that trip too. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that trip.
Yes,
then.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. That
That's
was a
awesome.
good trip. And I'd never been before. So
Oh, that was
I
your
was-
first
that was
time?
my first time. So, I was kind of in awe. I
Right.
was kind of really in awe.
Yeah.
Went
that
to
was
the-
my mother's
Went
spot.
to the king's palace and
Yes.
was greeted by the king and it was just, I said, oh, I like going like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the U.S.
Yeah.
embassy gave a reception for us. And
Yeah.
it was
I
was
traveled to Africa. One time we went to South Africa with my
Mhm.
mother,
okay.
and I was mayor at that
Uh-huh.
time. But it ain't like how they treat them Congress people over there.
Mm-mm.
It's I was with Nancy Pelosi and
Oh,
her
oh,
husband,
yeah.
and we did a Codale,
Ah,
and we went in, and it was just military. We got off
Oh,
the
yeah,
UN and all the military. I
yeah.
said, man,
the
listen,
the sea
I started
opens.
fixing my collar.
Yeah.
I said, man, this is how you do it if
Yeah,
you're
I'm
gonna go
telling you,
somewhere.
it was quite a
Mhm.
trip, quite a trip.
Yeah.
So but it was a good trip. Memories. You got pictures. I'm gonna have to show you some of those pictures. We had pictures, and it was a good time.
Amen.
But tell me more about your trip. That's what I want to hear about your trip and what happened with you in the villages?
It was really an emotional trip for me. I'm getting emotional now. I was trying not to, because it was the first time that I went there to do ministry. I didn't go there as a politician.
Okay.
You know, in this area, sometimes they had that confused. I don't do politics no more.
I understand.
But I was in the villages with the people I believe that make Ghana Ghana.
Okay.
And all of them, I mean, I met very educated people.
Mm-hmm.
I met people that don't have an opportunity to go to school, but they are just incredibly intuitive and amazing. But they know their history. They're proud of their history. And my job there was to introduce them to the man, the authentic man, Jesus Christ.
The real man.
And so, I mean, because of the colonization, and people in America can understand this, they were told who Jesus was by their enslavers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been that depiction of him. So when you go around Ghana, it's amazing. It's 90-some% Black.
Mm-hmm.
But you see
White
the pictures of Jesus.
And he's a different color.
Oh my goodness. It's like a white guy, long hair, you know, the old school picture.
Mm-hmm.
And it just everywhere I went. And because when I was a kid growing up on Linwood and the Boulevard, I couldn't really connect to that Jesus.
No, you were shrouded in the black medallion.
Exactly.
Which was a whole nother world.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're talking about somebody being Lord and Savior and who he is, it was really hard for me to connect to that. And so I had to remove that, show people the Bible. And I had some young guys, they was like, we need you to come back. We need you. They don't tell us this. And my thing is, it's not about the race, of ethnicity, as much as it is about the connection. You know, he was a man's man. He wasn't a soft pie back, cream puffy guy. He stood in the face of being killed, of danger, of being against the theocracy. So I just traveled around the different places they had me go, from Cape Coast to Sabo and it was good. And then we spent a few days in Accra, and that was good because I went to the W.B. Du Bois Museum. Wow. I went to Kwame Nkrumah's museum. I was able to go out and see the new Ghana. Like it's millions and millions of dollars of development going on.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I work with Bernard Kilpatrick. And not Kilpatrick, I'm sorry.
Bernard Parker.
Not your dad.
Yeah. You work with him too.
I work with him too.
Yeah. but not that. BP is the one used to go over there though.
BP. Yeah. And he has a school. He started Timbuktu Academy over on the east side. Well, I happen to sit on the management board of that whole organization. And we have a school in Ghana, a sister school in Ghana to the one here.
Wow.
That we support annually. We send lots of dollars. And so, as the next time you go, I'm going to try and get you that information so that you know where our school in Ghana is, because we changed the name from Timbuktu to the Barack Obama Leadership Academy. And it's interesting, when we were changing the name, you can't just call it that. You have to actually go through a training session and some real informational training to be able to call yourself Barack Obama Leadership Academy.
Okay.
They don't just kind of give the name out.
Right.
You have to go through a whole series of trainings and informational sessions to do it stuff. But the school is still doing well over on the east side on Canfield. And we have a sister school in Ghana that we support. But
well, I'm going back before the end of the year.
Well, so I'm going to make sure I get that information to you so that you can.
Yeah, I definitely want to go by there. We went by a couple schools. And that I like that, I like that at the best. Still Kwame. And then kids are kids.
Kids are kids, no matter where you
going
are.
to a 7th, 8th grade classroom. I don't care where you're on earth. It's gonna be the same kind of flavor.
Yes.
They know all our music. They know all our stuff. They know our dances, and especially now with TikTok and YouTube, they all got a phone too. Listen, in the shanty villages, everybody had a phone. Everybody. I'm talking about. I'm like, they're like, oh, so where you from? Yes. Oh, Michigan. They can look right up.
Wow,
wow, they got phones out there in the middle of nowhere, and they work.
So somewhere up there,
somewhere up there, wasn't no wireless, but you can get a phone, mate.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, couldn't send no email. No.
You get away.
Yeah, you can call somebody.
That's interesting. That is interesting. There's another young lady I work with. She and her husband have they started businesses in Ghana for women and young girls who couldn't get sanitary napkins.
Yeah, that's a huge issue.
We couldn't go like we can go to the corner store.
That's a big issue. So there's no corner store.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So they supplied sewing machines and taught them how to make them.
Yeah.
And they're still doing that. She's doing that all over the country. Adrian Johnson, and she's doing that all over the country, and a big need.
That is a huge issue.
Mhm.
I went with an organization out of Atlanta, a group of pastors called
Mhm.
Lifted,
Mhm.
and that's what we're doing now. We're sending over. Our goal is to send over one of those 18-wheeler trucks
Mhm.
full of stuff like that, the
Yes.
sanitary napkins
Yes.
and the like. But that was a major issue there. There's a whole lot of Black Americans. A
Mhm.
lot. I mean, they live there. I mean,
Yes.
so when I was walking around in that crowd, it was like, you
Mhm.
Kwame Kilpatrick? You know, I'm like, how you know somebody in Ghana? That's the dude that was with us, Chester. Everyone knows you. Everyone. I said, oh Lord, help me. But it was good because we got a chance to hear from a group of. We went and hung out and went to dinner with about 12 African Americans that relocated to Ghana. Some 10, some 20, some 5 years ago. All ages, from Howard, from FAMU, and they lived there. There was this right of return in 2019 where the country asked people to come back, and a whole lot of people did. And they have whole Pan-African villages of homes, new homes. I went to a lady's house.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it was like a $75,000 house. It was 3,500 square feet, beautiful, all modern. $75,000. The land was $2,500. So I was in there like, it's just a long flight, But yeah, people are moving there. You can see the freedom when you live there. Accra had like one murder in the last 3 years.
3 years.
3 years. They don't have it's 1 million people. Nobody. It's the friendliness, the attitude. So the young people look the same. The dreads, they got the sag. They do it, but they like, hey, Papa, can I help you do it? It's like amazing. I was Papa. Like the old guy at the store. Can I help you? No, you go ahead. But they got the same look on their face. What's up, man? They walk up. Mama, like you would be Mama. Can I help you with your groceries? And no, they are nice. I forgot I was like when I was in
you guys were.
I had to. Like I got a whooping if I didn't have help. Miss Henrietta move her stuff, and so it was that kind of home feeling. So I'm kind of still caught up in. I just got back last night, so I'm kind of still in that.
Oh yeah,
it's like wow. Because as soon as I landed, it was different.
Isn't that interesting? And you don't know it unless you've been there.
Yes.
There is a difference.
It's a difference.
There is, and to something very simple like the billboards all look like you.
Yes. All of them.
I remember that so clearly that the billboards,
the phone billboards, the furniture billboards,
all
the
look
kitchen.
like me. I didn't see anybody look at anybody else.
A Black woman,
Yeah. Every billboard you see looks like you.
Yeah.
And I remember that so distinctly. That was just
that's the thing. It's and so now with the development, with the condos, the downtown, and the entertainment district, they got something special. And we had a conversation with people in the government, the president's assistants, and all those kind of things, just talking about how do they build better relationships with the U.S. because we felt kind of ignored them forever. I'm telling you, the Chinese all up in there.
Oh,
everywhere.
They were when we were in Nigeria also.
You can get shrimp fried rice every night.
It was the Chinese. And you know who else was all up in there?
Who was that?
The Bushes.
Yes.
Oil in Nigeria.
Especially in Nigeria.
Had it tied up.
The Turks, the Indians from India, the Arabs, grocery stores, they there. We have neglected to go to Africa and to partner with Africa for so long that we're missing opportunities.
Absolutely. The riches are incredible. Absolutely incredible.
And they're saying, we want to partner with you, Black American, Black Afro-Caribbean, Afro-European. They there too. I met guys from London that relocated. One of the guys that is on the land that we're on, he has like a 6,000 square foot house. He's a finance guy from London. He was born in Ghana. Moved to London. He was 3. He's 60 years old. He came back after he retired, built this house, and he's helping now the community do a lot of stuff. He's a wealthy guy. But it's a lot of that, this call to come back home. So people, you should hear about it. They're doing a lot of advertisement in the Caribbean and in Europe. They're about to do an ad campaign in America, back home.
That would be wonderful. Yeah. One of the things that we talked about when we were there, that's 20 years now, was the lack of electricity and clean water. And at the time, your mom had this plan that Detroit would partner with and be a sister city to the Nigerian cities and help them with their water purification and the electricity, because that's what they don't have. When you go out into the villages and away from the major city, Lagos, there are no lights.
Yes.
There's no electricity. They've got to go find every day to the store because there's no place, no storage. And so that is still something that I would just love to see happen.
Listen, when we went to Nigeria, we had a group of people here, engineers in the water department, everything. We went over in 2007. We talked to them about everything about their waste management, trash management, because they're throwing trash at different sides of the city and setting it on fire. Waste management plan, traffic management. You see how crazy it was.
Yes, getting out of the airport.
Man, the circle of things. So just putting up street lights. Stop signs.
Yes.
You know, and then understanding egress plans. So it's a traffic management. Atlanta need that. They tripping down there. But oh my, it's terrible.
Well, I know last time I was in Atlanta, I said, I don't think I want to be down here. Everything is so far away from the major city, and the freeways are
terrible,
always crowded. Getting anywhere, you got to at least have an hour and a half to get to wherever you're going.
6 lane goes into 3 lanes, and it comes back out to 4 lanes, and it goes down to 3 lanes. But so there's bottlenecks everywhere. So you're going fast, and you just stop. 20 minutes, you're going to be at a dead stop, especially in rush hour, which lasts about 4 or 5 hours.
Rush hour was not an hour.
No, it's like from 3 to 7.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good. It was a great trip. I learned a lot this time. I had to shed some tears at the last bath. And most people who go to Ghana don't get to go there. Last bath is where, I don't know if people know, the most of the slaves, the men and women who were put in slavery, they were walked from 4 different countries. You know, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, different places around Ghana. From the north part of Ghana, they all came through the same path. Millions of people down through Ghana. It was a 400, 500, 600 mile walk, depending on where you came from, with chains on you. So the incredible strength of these people were just amazing. But they all came to a staging area before they went to the slave dungeon. And that staging area is called the last bath, because you go in the water, they bathe you, they put shea butter on you, shine you up, and that's where the slavers come to buy you. And so those that don't get bought, they're shot and killed immediately right there. And so they throw them in the woods. So they find the bodies of these people all the time throughout the woods. And so we walked barefoot, the walk that they walked back until the last bath. And then we went down into the water. And when I tell you, as they told us before, when you step into that water, you're going to experience the souls of those that came before you. I was definitely, I'm in there crying, praying, thanking God. And all I experienced was victory. I experienced sadness. I experienced victory. The guy who was leading us, his name was Kwame.
Oh, how about that?
And he said, what made him keep going? He kept asking that question as we was walking. What made him keep going? Here, a woman, she goes on her menstruation and she falls down. And if she falls down, the chain on her neck would strangle her. So everybody in her line had to kneel down there. What made them keep? They've been walking 400 or 500 miles by the time they got here. What made them keep going? So it was the first time in real time I saw the victory of our. I never saw. I knew it. You know it. You teach it, but actually see how God, the more these people suffered, the more they grew. And a nation of people grew out of the people who persevered through that. 44 million people died at the Cape Coast dungeon. That's one dungeon.
44 million.
12 and a half got on ships and headed this way, or to Brazil or Portugal.
44 million.
44 million.
And when you talk about that, it brings me to, we were having a conversation after church yesterday. People were talking about, we got some rough times. It's going to be, I said, we're going to be okay. I said, some people are going to have some rough time, but we are going to be okay. This is not our first rodeo.
No.
We know how to survive.
Question.
We know how to survive. So we're going to be, it's those folks who have never experienced some of what the stuff that's coming that are going to have the trouble.
Absolutely.
But we know how to survive. This is not the first time we've been through adversity.
No
So
question.
hang in there. God got something special going on.
Absolutely. You
So I
just
said,
gotta just get through today.
Yeah, just get yourself through the day.
I was in the hole. I was in the shoe, solitary confinement for 225 days.
Wait,
And,
why were you in solitary confinement? What did you do?
I didn't do nothing. Well, this was during
225
COVID.
days. Oh, okay.
And in COVID, they moved people to isolation. But I went over, I don't know if y'all remember, but in May of 20, I got released. They probably announced it on y'all news. 6 days later, they snatched it. But
I remember.
I got released, and so they put me over there to quarantine.
Oh, because you'd been out in the world for a minute.
Yes, you had to go to get released at that time. The BOP had to go in there for 21 days. So I didn't know they snatched it. I'm in there, I'm like thinking 21 days. The warden came in there and said, well, they took your release. And I had called my mama, signed my papers. He said, but I want to keep you here because I think they're still working on something. So I said, okay. So May, June, July, August, September, October, that get released again. In October of 20, I got released again. Same thing, compassionate release. And 6 days later, I signed my paper. This time, I didn't want to make a phone call. They said, I said, no, let's see. When I get out of here, y'all call.
Let me get outside the gate, then I'll call.
They snatched it again. It was Bill Barr, who was the attorney general at that time. He just said he's not getting out, over my dead body, is quoted to say. And so this is how I know the God that I serve. In January, at 1 o'clock in the morning, on January the 20th morning, it was 11 hours at the Donald Trump left office, came to my cell and told me, and you on CNN, you just got released. That's how I found out. I was sitting in a quarantine cell. That's how I found out. I said, man, quit playing. And he pulled out and showed me the CO. He wasn't supposed to open the door. But he said, man, you on CNN. They got you on there. They talking about you, Little Wayne. Even on me, man. I don't worry about it. And so they pulled out the papers, Free Press and News, and they said, hey, they saying that you come on your own paper. I said, okay. He said, you can't keep it. And he took it. The warden came back at 5 a.m., said, I'm going to get you out of here quick and quiet. I said, warden, it's serious. I'm on the floor praying, crying, all kind of stuff. And then he came back, said, I'm gonna give you a phone call. I go and call my sister and my mother. I knew they were together. I pick, he handed me the phone. The warden handed me the phone. He's already talked to them. And I said, hello. All I hear is this. Daddy, what? Right? So I was like, okay, get together. Well, they found out at about 9 or 10 that evening, and people just drove to my mother's and my sister's house. And I said, okay, so it is real. They wouldn't tell me when I got out. And my sister told me, yeah, I know, we know when you get out. We just can't tell you. The warden just told us we can't tell you.
Oh my God.
So I said, okay, well, cool, it's good. I'm straight.
As long as I'm getting out.
As long as I'm getting out, I'm good. So she said, all right, see you later today, and hung up.
That's not telling you. That's just saying
so the warden was standing there. He was like, man, I went back to the cell. I asked him, can I take a shower before I leave? He said, sure. We come back and get you a few hours, all this kind of stuff. So I started doing push-ups.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna get in shape in about an hour, And he came back in about 2 hours, opened the door, said, it's time to go. You still want to take a shower? I said, absolutely not. Go. Walk me right out the front door. That's the God that I serve. From the back of the prison, I walked right out the front door. They closed down the yard. I got to the car, and I was about to get in the back seat. Institutionalized.
Yeah, that's
no handcuffs. For the first time in 8 years, I ain't got no handcuffs, no chain, no. And so I get in the back. I was going to the back, and the officer said, Kilpatrick, it's over. Get in the front. So I get in the front, go to the airport, didn't buy no ticket, don't have nothing, and they put me right on the Delta flight right to Atlanta. And so when we talk going back to Ghana, what you just said, we're gonna be all right. For 200 and something days, my only option was to be all right. It's not a thing of I'm being here going crazy. I'm not. No, that's not what them people did and went down to the last back. I come from good stock.
Good strong stock.
Ain't no question.
Good strong
Ain't
stock.
No question.
That's right. And that's the same conversation I had yesterday. I said, you know what? Stop moaning. We're gonna be okay. Don't tell me about what he said and what they said and what's going to happen and this and that. this is nothing compared to what other folks what have gone through. This is nothing. We can do this. Now, the people who are going to be jumping out of the windows are those people who have never had to go through any of this. Those people who thought that they were not going to lose their jobs and thought it was just going to be people that look like us that were going to lose jobs. A whole lot of other folks are losing jobs, and all of them don't look like us, and they can't believe it. Well, me? How did I lose my job?
Right.
Oh no,
Well,
we're gonna be fine.
We're gonna be fine. I think
fine.
that the fear that has paralyzed our community, and it's still the same strategic way. They find the biggest person they can find, beat them to death, and say, "Hey, you're gonna be like him." And it's infused fear. And so the first thing you hear is this person is. If this person win the mayor, it's gonna be this. If this person win the government, oh man, it's gonna be. Or if this person says they got him there, listen, we got to overcome, survive, thrive, no matter who in office.
Exactly.
No matter who in business.
It doesn't matter who it is. You got to take care of you.
No other community gets paralyzed with fear like us. And we got to stop it. It's time for us to be unafraid. 365 times in that Bible, God says, do not fear or fear not. I have no fear. That means it's one for every day. If you get up every day and say, I'm not supposed to have any fear in the name of Jesus, you should do that.
You should be okay.
I'm not going to be scared.
But you know, the key is you got to believe it.
You got to believe it.
You got to believe it.
And even before you believe it, sometimes you just got to speak it. You know, at some point, you just got to say, I refuse to be scared. I'm not about to say what everybody's saying at the barbershop, at the beauty shop. I don't know what we're going to do. It's going crazy out there. Hey, it's fine out there with me. Listen, I just saw my son. He got an award. My grandson is good. He just graduated from high school. Listen, I'm not buying into that fear. It's going to be fine. We shall overcome.
We're going to be all right. And my grandson just came home from Florida A&M. Florida
A&M University.
Yes, the Florida A&M University. This is a FAMU brother. Yes. He just got home. Didn't have to take his finals. Got 5 A's and 2 B's. I said, you go, boy.
That looked like a Kwame Kilpatrick. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
My mama used to say, well, why you get the B? I said, you got the B. What's the B for? And
it's funny you say that because we were at breakfast at church yesterday, and I said, what you get the B's in? No, but it's just it's what we do. It's just what we do.
I've never gotten all A's. Jonas got that in the family. Jonas used to get all A's. I'm like, how you get all A's? I thought something was up with that.
No. I've got my granddaughter, Lisa's daughter.
She gets all A's.
And
amazing.
Thought she was going to get a B in advanced calculus. And was crying up a storm. I said, Morgan, baby, it's going to be all right.
She ended up getting an A.
Yeah, she got A.
Wow.
She got A.
Wow. Did Alicia ever get all A's?
She did.
Dang.
She did.
That's crazy. Sonia too? Wow. Them Bell something now. They had enough distraction. We should get some bells for more distractions, man. Oh, hey, I've never seen a report. I had Jonas send me his report card when I was in prison. I got to see this. Just send me one of them.
I just want to see it all,
I ain't never seen that on a report card.
Yeah,
when I got the FAMU, I did pretty well. But Cass, I limped through that one.
Well, it sounds like Alicia's son. Oh, one of graduating now.
Yeah.
He just me. And what's so interesting, you could have if you had wanted to.
Yeah.
Like when stuff starts getting a little bit crazy, his mom started talking to him. Okay, we're gonna do whatever he needs to do. And the grades go right back up. I said, well, why didn't you do that in the first place?
They gonna kick you out, and you come in the Lansing to go to school. I said, no, I ain't. I got a 3.7. We finished with this discussion. Right? All right, good. Then I go back and get a 2.5.
So you need to talk. You need to talk. And that's exactly what he does.
He's creative.
I need to get a 3. Okay. He goes.
So you don't get a 3.0. You come in the last. All right. No problem, Mom. I got you. 3.2. That's the over 3.8. We good? I can't stand you.
That's him. That is him all day. He's quite incredible. I said, and I told him, you know what? He's gonna be the millionaire.
Absolutely.
Because he got him. He's the one. The other two are gonna be fine, but this is the one. that's going to be the one.
He understand how to dial it up and idle down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He idles down
Hey,
very well.
That's good.
He's real
That's good. He's gonna live a long time.
He's real good.
He's gonna live a long time. See, the Bells have some. You all look. Well, he's not a Bell, but he's a Bell.
He's a Bell.
So y'all look amazing, right? All the way. I'm looking at you. This is you know, you're still fine.
Yeah, look, I love the show, man. 81 is good.
No, but it's like it's crazy. Like, and so if you don't understand how to dial down, we see the people that don't really understand. They going hard. When I left here in Mayor, I was 320 pounds. I had high blood pressure, headaches. I was all messed up. They were talking about it. People trying to kill me around here. And now when the people come and say, "You in the paper?" I said, "For real?" No. Okay. I mean, okay. How everybody doing?
All right.
Listen, I'm finally getting to that place where a whole lot of people I know are passing away.
Yes.
And
people
like,
are dying.
man.
And I keep saying, oh my God, somebody else gone.
Yes.
Somebody else gone. Thank you, Lord, for keeping me.
No question.
And I always say that I've got this good friend of mine. We're both the same age. And I'm pretty healthy, do kind of what we want. And we say, well, why is God keeping us here? And all these other folks died. I say, he must have something for me to do something. He got something for me to do. And so I guess I'm just going to keep doing whatever it is because he's leaving me here healthy.
Yeah.
No high blood pressure pills, no this, no that. Don't take anything. I'm just a happy camper. Still play golf.
You still going this way?
Oh yeah, I'm in a golf league, T-Set Golf League, the oldest African American golf club.
I might have to get you to call your old friend Bernard Kilpatrick. He just turned 84.
Oh, no.
And he's walking, doing his thing.
I know. I see him every now and then, but I haven't seen him for a while. Is he still here or is he in Atlanta?
No, he's in Atlanta.
Okay.
He's down in Atlanta, but he still look good doing his thing. But he be at home too much. I'm on his head.
Okay.
Yeah,
get him out.
He gotta get out. He's like, the worst thing in the world is that they gave him a remote control and a really nice couch. That was bad.
That was bad.
So now he just
that's where he is.
See that new series on? Man, no. It's time to get out. Go back and swing.
Get out. Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna swing in the club.
Yeah, I'm still playing golf.
That's so
still
good.
Playing golf. Having a good time at it too.
That's all right.
It's a good. As a matter of fact, Sonia has decided she's gonna play golf now.
That's so
because
good.
She and several of her friends who had a single child.
Right.
Now the child is gone, and they don't have all that time that they were putting into these children. Now they got all this time. They don't know what to do with. So they start tomorrow at Rackham.
That's so good.
Yeah, so I took her out to the Belle Isle driving range.
That's good.
She didn't know how to hold the club or any of that. So
she's swinging it like she won a home run. That's how I was.
So her first day is tomorrow.
Yeah, I just got some lessons to start this thing back over.
It's a wonderful game. Just get out there and do something. Not that strenuous. No. You can do this until you are 95 or more.
There was some guy. I went to the driving range. There was some guys out there clearly in their 70s and 80s, and I just love that.
Yeah,
they living still.
Exactly, and that's what you have to do. That's what you just have to keep on living. Keep on living. I was just telling Sandy a little bit earlier that, I go to New Prospect, and our pastor was Wilmar Johnson, who died 9 years ago this September.
That's what, 9 years ago?
We just got a pastor last year. She was going 8 years. We were 8 years without a pastor.
Wow.
We just got our new pastor on our 100th anniversary, which was last year. And I kept taping. I said, God will send him to him when he's ready for him. Just leave it alone.
Assistant pastors.
Oh, excellent assistant pastor. April has her own church now.
Yeah, the lady, she was good.
Parnell Richardson has his own church.
Yeah.
Craig Esther is still at New Prospect doing great. No, his son signed with Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
And so I
saw that. I saw what somebody told me.
But Craig is doing well. And we've got a new pastor, Reverend Davis from North Carolina.
Okay, y'all got a Southern.
Oh, got a Southern.
That's good. So he can really do some.
We got folks joining church left and right.
That's good. I know at the end of the sermon, they get a little different.
Oh, look here. So you got to come
Big
to
cup.
You know.
Okay, all right.
Come see us sometime.
Yeah, New Prospect. Still beautiful. I mean, I ride around. So yeah, she did it. She really did it.
Yes, she did.
Pastor John, she did it. against all odds.
Yes, because a woman at a pet at
what?
Come on now.
Back then it was just a few of them, but all of them were so strong.
Yes, sir. Dee
Coleman and Pastor Johnson. They were strong. So it was kind of rough to get them.
It was. It was real rough. Real rough. But
plus they knew that word.
They knew it and could share it in their own way to make people receive it well.
Yeah.
Because knowing it is one thing, but being able to share it and have people receive it is a whole nother ball game.
That's a whole nother issue.
A whole nother ball game. I'm so glad you're here. You got to come back because we still haven't talked as much about your trip as I want to talk. We got to talk about all sorts of stuff. But we are just, you're going to have to come back to talk to us about what I wanted to talk about, and that was the ministry of people getting out of jail and how you help them get back into the society. Yes. That's what we're going to talk about next time. That's good. After we finish talking about all the other stuff we have to talk about, because we got lots of it.
And real quick, God allowed me to go through the whole process. So, inside I was doing what I'm doing. And so coming out, I didn't have no long line of people ready to help me. And so I had to start over. A lot of people believe that, you had that big position, so you got it. People run away. That's it. And they should have. There was a lot going on. The feds, this. And so when you get out, you have to start over. So I started over in my mama's house. First time I lived there since I left Cass.
Oh, wow.
And I lived with her for 3 years, and ended up being her caregiver. But it's the journey now that I can sit down with a brother from Linwood or from South Central or South Philly and talk to them, man, listen, it's hard. This is rough. You are institutionalized. I couldn't sleep in a bed for 10 days. I had to force myself. My mother got me this bad bed, Sealy Posturepedic pillow top. I went to try to sleep that first night, couldn't sleep. Down on the floor, slept like a baby.
Wow.
Slept down there for 10 days. So I decided.
Wow.
I'm sleeping in the bed. I'm not, I'm sleeping in the bed. And I had to learn how to do that. And so when I tell people my story, it helps them understand that this ain't like, it ain't no a big you, little me, or vice versa. We all have to go through some things. A lot of people were used to having money, used to having position and portfolio.
People around them all the time doing for you,
and then a lot of us, when you was the big breadwinner, like if you was the big dope man, and everybody asked you for money, when you get home, when you hit the street, like Kwame or them, people be like, "Hey man, can I need a little help?" You ain't got nothing. I was just in prison yesterday. Man, listen, ain't nobody got no man. But see, because the reports of people
and the image,
he got all the money, he got this and that. So you kind of struggle while other people are making up stories. And it's kind of the reports on the big dope man that he got that money hid. Kilpatrick got that money hid. And so you don't really get any help. So you had to start from the beginning, and we walk them through. We get them in some programs. We get people to the help that they need. But we tell them you're going to have to get a regular old job. And you got to work.
There it is. And work your way up.
I'm looking forward to come back and talk.
Oh, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
wonderful.
me.
I'm so glad. And I'm so glad you got back from Africa, Ghana safely. And all the experiences you had there, and you'll be able to share some more of those with us too. Because that is a journey. That's a journey that everybody ought to have at least once.
I'm trying to get my dad to go later. He's never been.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta get
at least once.
I talked to him when I was over there. He said, "You all right? Is it you be careful?" I said, "It's way more unsafe."
I have to be careful over here. I need to be careful.
Yes, right. He live in Atlanta, man. You be careful.
I'm good. You take care of you.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us, Mr. Kilpatrick. We'll have you back again. Audience, thank you so much. As always, we are so happy to have you on the Community Bell Show. We'll see you next Monday at 4:00, because if it's Monday, it must be the Community Bell Show. Have a great week.
Amen.
Thank you for listening to Community Bell with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner, Edna Bell. This broadcast was brought to you by WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, www.wvtcradio.com or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. If you've enjoyed this broadcast, tell a friend to tune in. We'll see you next Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern to the Community Bell Show, right here on WVTC Radio Detroit. You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.
This is WVTC Detroit, your award-winning gospel internet radio station. We're bringing you the best in gospel music, live shows, and inspiring interviews. Like and share our page on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay connected. Your support helps us spread positivity and encouragement throughout the community. So whether you download our WVTC app, visit our website at WVTCDetroit.com, or join us on Facebook or YouTube, you will stay connected and entertained. Join our WVTC Detroit listener family today and tell your friends about us. Together, we can make a difference. WVTC Detroit, where gospel meets the community.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.